new on Curiosity Stream.
I'm James Burke. I'm going to take you on a journey through time.
James Burke's visionary series returns, reimagined for our time.
Now, this is all uncharted territory.
The Washington Post hails Burke as one of the most intriguing minds in the Western world. The New York Times raves he careens from one great moment in history to another.
Where do we want to go from here?
Experience all new Connections.
So what's the next connection?
With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J360 Mini Bites here on J360 Radio, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. What's up? It's a new week, y'all. How's it going? Yeah, man. Finally coming back into this and settling into what I do best. Not to mention, been working on a bunch of maintenance for to bring about a whole new J360 Productions experience for you all. I think I'm going to make some more changes on the WordPress soon. But other than that, though, the site is looking good. And some of you have actually used it to listen to some of the J360 content. I'm happy about that. Which, by the way, you can actually listen to all the radio shows on J360Productions.com. And you can also check out the live streams, usually from the main site, which is Twitch. So you actually can look into that for future reference if you haven't already. Or if you had a hard time accessing those sites. We getting all together now. Not to mention, I've been working on trying to get some affiliate marketing going on here. I managed to gain a contract with one, and it's called Phineas Coffee. So if you ever checked out or wanted to try a new brew of coffee, check out Phineas Coffee sometime. And then, of course, for a discount, put in J360 Radio Vibes as your code. And I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm sure that coffee has a home here. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, it depends on how you take your brew. You understand what I'm saying? And I take it to the max, baby! Especially if I got some Irish cream in there. You know what I mean? Do it just right. Which, by the way, I think St. Patrick's Day, we're going to do a little special about that. I may not drink alcohol, but doesn't mean I can't have a good time. And not to mention this, a lot of you guys have been asking me about Jams 41. Yes, Jams 41 is happening, but it's happening on Valentine's weekend. And not only that, but also all of the J360 shows are getting that little Valentine's flavor. So, those of you out there that are playing the lonely game or whatever you do every other year and complain about something, you won't have to sit in there and complain for long. Because I'm sure me and the rest are always going to try to entertain you with some cool stuff. And why shouldn't you? I mean, this is a party. This is the time to do these things. Even though it's getting crazy dystopia, it's been dystopian for a while, but now it's getting kind of worse. Now. But hey, guess what? Don't worry about that right now. Come and enjoy your time here at J360 Productions. And not to mention, as I did make a few changes around here, there's some updates going to the Power Play. There's another show that's been revived. Yes. In case you didn't know, the Cyclone came back for one night only, and it went over pretty well. There were some people that were actually, they were like, there's another show? And it's like, yeah, there's always been another show. And, now it's divisionals, which, by the way, all the playoff games were good, man. I loved them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure Alan would like to tell you about his experience regarding the whole Bills game, because that Bills game was just madness, man. Even though it didn't win the pick, but still, it was a damn good game. So, I can only imagine what it's going to be like now with the championship stuff. Yeah, it's going to be great. Other than that, though, so going back into it, yep, there's been a demand for new jams, and I'm going to tell you this, we're going to go back to the old school way of doing things. I'm going to be going ahead and looking at some more active scouting. And as we go into some active scouting here, let me tell you this, right? For those of you out there that know some musicians that would like to get some airplay, that would like to go ahead and be on a radio show, go ahead and spread word of mouth. We do it the old school way. Tell them about J360 Radio. Tell them about the 2 tracks and a link. Tell them that this stuff is pretty important, as a nice little boost to them, a little launch pad for them, if you will. That'll be pretty cool. Tell them about the opportunity. Spread the word. You know what I mean? Instead of just barking at me when we're in the when we're on air and then pining for somebody that's not even on the playlist, which some a-hole used to do, but he's not there no more, so don't worry about that. But I'm like this. the thing is, if you really want to be on it, email me, J360 Productions at Outlook.com. You know where I'm at. It's all around. And, hey, let's go on ahead and go to work. However, come correctly and don't be bringing your attitude. Otherwise, I'll fix it for you. But that's how it goes, Like one way or another, we got grand opportunities here. We're on the road to what we got? Like 59 and no, not 59. Yeah, around there, I guess. No, 69. We got no, not even 69. Now, see, I'm so excited, I can't even do math right now. But no, I think it is 59. 59 till 100. That's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, man. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly me and the Jam fam are going to do for you guys regarding 100. But if 100 lands at the same time that Jamiversary does, that's a daily double right there, baby. You know what I mean? I'd like to see that happen. But, right off the bat, every show has been very consistent, and 40 went over so damn good. I mean, it was just a phenomenal party. And if you weren't there, well, you know what? Guess what? Things happen, and you probably can't attend live. But you can always look at the post game on here, and post episodes are just as good as live episodes, no matter what anybody tells you. And the thing is that as long as you look at them, it's on point. Now, I know a lot of you guys have had a hard time trying to keep up with me, and I know. I work on the stuff, I know. So it's like, guess what? This is what we're going to do then. I'm going to make a syndication map for you guys. Yeah, it's going to be on the website, not particularly this week, but by next week it will be. So you can go ahead and see all of the channels where J360 Radio lands at, J360 TV is located, to keep everybody on the same page so that, we all can unite on these things. And as far as I'm concerned, you won't miss a beat because it'll be right there. Now, if anything, the website's whole goal is to be that total hub for you. For those of you out there that are wondering if the Discord's ever going to go public, it is, but right now I'm just working with a few things right now, and I got to kind of let the people who have attained the night ranking that they are mods for the whole thing, because that is their community. So I'm working on all that stuff right now, and I'm getting everything all lined up. Not to mention, by the way, have you ever wanted to go ahead and submit like a live review? Have you ever wanted to go ahead and throw some voicemails at J-Man, or go ahead and try to call J-Man at his name? I wish you would, but don't you do it. Well, guess what? There's a hotline. There's always been a hotline here for J360 Radio, but it's active now. It's not active right now because this is the mini bites, but it is active. It is that number that you see on the bottom of the brochures all the time. You understand what I'm saying? The 240-903-1634. That is the J360 Radio hotline. And I will have it active on the J-Man Show tomorrow. So if you got something to say, and when I announce it, go ahead and say it. You know what I mean? Shout it up if you will. However, calls are one at a time, and not everybody that calls will get screened through. And if you don't get screened through, chances are it'll probably go to voicemail, so you're just going to have to record your voicemail, all right? And I'll play it on the air. But make sure it's clean, because if it's a whole lot of, what you said about my comic, nah, save it. I'm going to sit right there and laugh, and then after a while, you're going to be the show, so you keep messing around like that. For real. But other than that, though, I mean, this is an exciting time, guys. And, despite all the crazy stuff, regards of, the IRS will now look at your stuff if you make over $600 a year, but everybody makes over $600 a year. It's stupid. I'll look into it more later, but I do know this, right? I ain't worried about them knowing what I do in terms of my business, even though they should just go after the rich. But that's my whole personal opinion. Oh, another thing, though. See, I've noticed something when people get silent as I speak the truth. It's like this. If I'm doing shows on my own network, on my own pages, yeah, you have the right to go ahead and make a little comment, do what you do, well, however you float your boat. But when I speak my truth, and I say no names, and it scares you, or insults you, or it triggers that guilty conscience you may have, what does that say about you? What does that say about you? You understand what I mean? Because I'm doing what I need to do. So I don't know what the hell is wrong with people when they start acting that way and things. But I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to make my life livable, do what I got to do, and please that woman I'm dating. That's about it. But you see, the thing is like, I don't know. People are insane with their stuff. Oh yeah, and entertain the fan base, by the way. Yeah, which is why sometimes I think that hotline is kind of a crazy idea. One, it brings us all together, but I have to remember how crazy my fan base is. Though I really do love the J360 Legion wholly. Always will. You guys are not a problem. Unless, you start becoming one. And I'm like, hey! You know? Well, other than that, though, like, it's a lot of great things coming our way, guys. We just have to ride the waves to get to them. And this upward momentum is really going to help out a lot. And I'm just excited to see how far we go with it. Now, some of you asked me, is J360 Jams going to be on J360 TV again? Yes, but there is one thing about that, though. I am going to need to talk to the members of the Jam fam about this, in addition to, like, new people coming in, because, we're all fighting algorithms all the time as content creators, and we're all just trying to figure out a way where it can be the win-win situation. You understand what I'm saying? Because usually, when you upload something on YouTube, if they find one thing in the audio track that seemingly doesn't, fit with their whole idea, or they'll go ahead and they'll track it and say, oh, this sounds similar to something else, they'll demonetize you on the spot. And right now, this isn't about the monetization and all that stuff. Yet at the same time, they'll throw ads on your video where you don't see any of that money, but it could be whatever ads they want to throw on it. Somewhere along the line, the animal is eating itself. But I think it's about to reach the head, which is, wow, you ever see a head eating a head? Anyway, look. We can dive deep into that rabbit hole on the J-Man Show. And speaking of which, now is the time for me to go tell you your lineup and schedule for the week. So here you go. You got the mini bites happening now. You got the J-Man Show happening tomorrow. You got a free spot here on Thursday. I don't know. I might be on SOTA around that time. I don't know. But I'll tell you about SOTA on the J-Man Show a little later. Speaking of which, so it's a free spot on Thursday. It's not Jams week, it's Hangouts week, and me and Al are going to be covering something on Hangouts this Friday. And who knows, maybe Marco and Moose could join us. But we'll see what happens. It's a panel episode, not an interview episode. I will be starting interview episodes up again in February. Okay? So I just want to let everybody know that. So if you want to be on J360 Hangouts, once again, by request only, ask me, courtesy of the email, J360 Productions at outlook.com. All right? Now that we got that all out of the way, all shows happen at 10. Oh, wait, the Power Play is coming back. Power Play is coming back on Saturday at 10 o'clock p.m. And I'm going to keep the game secret, as a matter of fact, because who knows, you might be getting a double dip of content. So it's going to be pretty cool to see. But yep, so from all that, from the mini bites all the way to the Power Play, that is your lineup this week. And, well, we'll go from there. And Power Play shows usually happen live, twitch.tv/J360TV at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So we'll have a good time, and hope to see some of you guys there. I managed to get all these other things out of the way, so we should put on a pretty good show tonight. Well, till we got a good show tonight. We'll put a good show on that night, too. Okay? But until then, that's the game plan, and that's the mini bite for you all. This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
New on Curiosity Stream.
I'm James Burke. I'm going to take you on a journey through time.
James Burke's visionary series returns, reimagined for our time.
Now, this is all uncharted territory.
The Washington Post hails Burke as one of the most intriguing minds in the Western world. The New York Times raves he careens from one great moment in history to another.
Where do we want to go from here?
Experience all new connections.
So what's the next connection?
With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at curiositystream.com.